the Wraith said. Sloth and Diligence. The last set. Well, first I must consider the differences between the wolf and the man. There is no charity with the wolf and no chastity, that's what I said. It isn't true, of course. It is the pack father that sires the pups. He gives of himself through his lust. The wolf knows humility to the pack father. The wolf knows gratitude to the pack, patience in the hunt, and diligence in the cold. What room is there for sloth in the wolf's life? There is none. Most wolf pups die. Only those that have attuned themselves to the law of the pack may remain. Others must leave, and if they leave, then they fend for themselves or they starve. The diligent learn the pack way. It feeds them, brings them security in the depths of the cold. But what of those that leave? They don't necessarily die. Some become pack fathers themselves. They must be the most diligent of all as they relive their infancy. They brush close to the dark hem of your robe. They take on the risk again. But alone they bear the risk without the pack mother, without the warmth, without their brothers and sisters at their side to share the way of the kill, the warmth of the blood and the strength that comes from flesh. For the wolf, sloth is to die before living. It is to gain nothing. It is to miss the opportunity. It is to indulge, to presume, to pretend that everything they know doesn't exist. The lone wolf must find its own food, and while wolf mother feeds the pups, the lone wolf grows lean and strong and is loved most by wolf father. And although wolf father would kill the usurper if they met, he knows that it is that wolf amongst wolves that grows in his image. And the pack father eventually shall die, and so shall grey wolf father take a new bristle of silver. And with the chosen pack mother he forms the pack anew. That is the spirit of the wolf. That is the diligence of immediate death, the fear of wolf father, your brother, who feeds you the souls that form from the sand that gives you your life. But he doesn't give you all, does he? He keeps some for his pack. He encourages others to evade you, for without fear can they ever be yours? The man paused, but briefly. Is that what it is? You take those that know fear? Your brother always had the best of it. The Wraith spoke. I take all, and yet he keeps some for his pack. His daughters collect. They are of the shifting. They take shape as daughters of earth, but they shift as daughters of sky. Each in her way applies her father's will. They are force-bearer, fire sacrifice, blood duty, forged sword, mead keeper, storm saver, and time taker. The man was still as stone as he watched the Wraith speak. When the Wraith finished, it laughed and simply said, Do you understand? The man was unfazed. He said, Well, I'm not surprised. I don't think your brother's daughters would be called things like chastity or temperance or gluttony or sloth. They don't fit. I think the people who came up with that representation had probably seen a lot of a certain sort of conflict and were keen to avoid any more. The Wraith said, I was not joking. The man replied, Very well. Your brother embraces conflict. Pride in the good is good, and humility towards the bad is bad, no matter how powerful the bad is. And providing resources where they will be wasted is foolish. Chastity only makes sense if you wish to die. Lust breaks the bindings that hold the raft together. Who should not envy the gods? And who that knows the gods would be grateful for their life? Who would be temperate when reaching for the infinite? Who would not be a glutton for enlightenment? Who would be patient for something else in particular? And who would not feel anger to the extent it is prevented? Who would not do better than to do nothing when to do anything would poison the soul? And who would be tricked into thinking that diligence in the cause of bullshit is a good thing? The man stopped talking and waited for a moment, then said, Well? Death chuckled, coldly as always. I have yet to take your king. 7 grim white pawns stand between us. There is another. I see, so I am missing one. You only told me 7. You are. She is unlike the others, in a way, but you know that. I see. Perhaps you will find her after all. Tell me about her sisters. Force-bearer brings the judgment of her father. She is entrusted with power beyond her own. She carries the burden of her father's pride. The burden is her duty. Her duty is her humility. Fire sacrifice provides shelter, but will drop timbers on those who fail to honor. That is her gift, to provide the means, and her punishment, to remove the means. Blood duty seduces and binds. She is the enticer, the forger and the tester of bonds. She is a seductress. She seems as people wish to see her. She appears to the susceptible. Forge sword, once what should be. She is not ashamed of her desire. She forges. That is her gratitude, that she knows, that she wants, that she sweats at the fire for it. Mead keeper brews the blood honey as if it spilled from the ocean horn. There is no emptying the ocean horn, and there is never enough. She strengthens the pure with infinite nectar. Storm saver is a cresting wave, the hoofbeats of cloud. She is the beauty in the fury. She is a gliding light in the thunder, the eternal destroyer of stone. And time taker, your favorite, is she who honors her uncle's duty. She values pertinence, focus of purpose. She wields the riding whip, and her steed separates the herd. Together they make people choose, and the ravens watch and listen, and the wolf father hears and knows. And by their news he decides who shall be his, and who, by their fear of death, shall be left for you.